California.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to apologize to the witnesses for missing their testimony, but as Governor Gilmore knows, in particular, this subject of information sharing, or the lack of it, is much on my mind. I want to say to you, Governor Gilmore, that I think you get all the prizes for chairing the most commissions that have done the most work on the subjects we've been addressing in this joint inquiry. I was a member of one that you didn't chair. It was ably chaired by Ambassador L. Paul Bremer, and we made some recommendations as well. I'm pleased to hear that most of your 80 recommendations have been adopted. I think that's a good start. Many capable people were out there talking about changes. But I think, as we've just been saying, that much more needs to be done. I want to ask about one idea that has passed the House by a bipartisan vote of 422 to 2. That's unusual, as we all know, and maybe a good model for future votes. But at any rate, another member of this committee, Saxby Chambliss, and I introduced an information sharing bill which did pass the House. What it requires is for a program to be developed by the administration within, I think it is now a year, we had initially proposed 6 months, to share information in a redacted form with sources and methods deleted over existing networks like the NLETS network with our first responders. I know this won't solve the whole problem, but I did want to get on the record your response to this approach. It has broad support from outside and as well as inside. Governor Ridge's office is in support of it, for example. And somehow we haven't yet gotten any momentum going in the other body. Unfortunately, no member of that body is sitting here. They're all voting. But I still would like to make a record on this subject and would invite you, perhaps you, Governor Gilmore, first, and any others to comment during my 5 minutes. And by the way, I wish you good luck in your new law practice.
Oh, thank you, Congresswoman Harman, and thank you for your leadership on this. Congresswoman and I have been working together on these issues for several years now, and we appreciate your leadership. With respect to this issue, one of the central tenets of the Commission's reports that we have submitted to the Congress and to the President has been the necessity of a national strategy that includes federal, state, and local personnel. As we have said today in this testimony, it is absolutely essential that we utilize the strengths that exist in the first responders and the states. The theory under which we have been operating is that the correct way to respond is to the utilization of the first responders and having them trained, financed, and prepared to play that role. Under a state plan, and with the support of state organizations, particularly with the emergency operations centers established in the states, which is a model we see all the time. It works on floods, disasters of all different measures, and it works very well, usually in partnership with FEMA, a lead federal civilian agency. And with all of this, that this is a good response. With respect to prevention, you cannot prevent without the sharing of information. Congresswoman, if your system could go into place to at least begin to put some structure into place, which would begin to get information into the hands of the first responders and into the states that organize and manage the overall state responses, that would be a tremendous asset. And then from there, we could always find ways to refine as we went along. But first, this would be a great leadership if it could be established.
Well, I thank you. I think I'd love to hear from you, Admiral,
sure.
About your comments.
I love this. This hearing's getting better for me.
I'll promote you to anything you want if you can solve this problem.
I know. No, we would be very much in favor of what you just proposed. Very frankly, we hear so much discussion of sources and methods and the protection of this. If the information coming was overheard in a coffee shop in Turkey or from a paid informant in London, it's of no importance to me. We just need the information. We charge with protecting our cities, and right now we're not getting any information to do so, and it has not gotten any better a year later. And if this would get information to our hands and get it in quickly, we certainly would take it in the redacted form. We'd be very much in favor of what you just stated.
Well, I think my time is up, but I would just comment that it answers the problem you posed, which is we need to know what to do. It's not just the need to know to be alert. It is what should you do, and you need actionable intelligence that can direct you to people or places, to find people or protect places. And this is the kind of thing that could be transferred through the system. And I would just urge our witnesses and others hearing my comments to suggest to the members of the other body that they might attach this idea to the Homeland Security Bill or pass it as as an independent bill so that we could get action as quickly as possible. I think that this is sorely needed. And in fact, my understanding is the administration has the authority to do this without legislation. So maybe this suggestion will fall on friendly ears and this policy will be enacted even without legislation. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.